I didn't show up perfectly. I didn't post every single day like I planned to. And yet, this commitment to consistency, it has showed me some things that actually really took me by surprise. Because consistency isn't about doing everything perfectly, it's about continuing to show up in relationship with yourself. If you ever felt like you were failing because you didn't show up perfectly or because things were going a lot slower than you thought, this episode is definitely for you. I'm actually sharing lessons that I've learned through journaling throughout this process. So pull up a chair, get cozy, and let's get into it. We're taking lessons straight from the journal, okay? Straight from my journal entries, friend. Okay, the first lesson is my expectation versus the reality gap. Because as you know, I started this YouTube challenge because of one of my favorite coaches, Glow Atonmo, who said, hey, let's make a commitment to do YouTube for a year or 100 days. And I was like, you know what? I'm really going to push myself here. I'm really going to challenge myself because let's be clear, me and video, we have never really been friends. But I knew in order for me to really improve my skills with communication and public speaking and really be able to hone in my message and do what I love, which is to teach and coach. And if I'm going to really be successful at doing these things, I got to beef up my skills. So I'm really challenging myself here to show up on video. And I have to break goals down. I need some milestones along the way because a year is a very, very long time. And I refuse to do anything where I have to wait until the end to celebrate. So I create little milestones and really break goals down so that I can celebrate my progress as I go because it's the celebration that gets me to the next celebration. Okay. And if I wait till the end, then there's only one. What is the fun in that? Okay. I digress. So let me bring it on back. So I decided I'm going to do this YouTube challenge and I'm showing up on video. Well, I decided first 30 days per Glow's instructions, do long form for 30 days. Now, mind you, I'm going from not doing video at all to showing up every day for 30 days. Here's some things I was reminded of about myself. I am definitely a cycle sinker. Okay. I have to sync my cycle with what is going on in life because there are just certain times of the month when I am full of energy and I'm ready to take on any and everything. And then there's other times throughout the month where I'm in my soft girl era. And I need more rest. I need to take things slowly, and I'm a lot more intentional during those slower days. And I do not want to make myself feel guilty for honoring myself and my own rhythms. But that does not mean that I still don't get things done. It just means that I know when my energy is at its best for certain tasks. And when my energy is at its peak, that's when I want to do things like video because I want to be able to connect with you and I want it to be a vibe. I want you to feel my energy and I want us to be connected all up in the energies. So it's so important to me to honor that about myself. And I didn't really take that into consideration when I first started out with this first 30 days because I started out hot, okay? I started out all in flow, energy on the tens, and then life kicked me in the stomach. Listen, if we're going to hang out, we got to have some fun. Okay. But life happens sometimes. And when life happened, it really took the wind out of my sails. And I wasn't anticipating something like that would impact my momentum as much as it did. So instead of shaming myself for not showing up, I just adjusted. And on those days, I did things like YouTube shorts, or I would pull a short from another video that I'd already made. So I still wanted to honor myself by showing up as much as I possibly could, but I was just a little bit more creative in the ways that I did that. So I really want you to notice a couple of things here. Number one, I did not shame myself or guilt myself for not doing this perfectly. And I see this happen so many times when people set out for a goal, and when they don't do it perfectly, they give themselves a really hard time. They beat themselves up over it. And we're just done with that. There's no need to beat yourself up for being human, having a human experience. What I'm really learning is that consistency is not about showing up perfectly. It is about showing up in relationship with yourself and not abandoning yourself, just trying to perform. And it's so easy to get caught up in perfection. And I was recognizing it within myself, because let's not pretend that I didn't try. Because I did. There was days when I'd spend half an hour making a video and I was just hating it the whole entire time. And my purpose with this challenge is not to hate video. I'm actually really enjoying it, and I'm loving it way more than I ever thought that I ever would. So that was a surprise that I mentioned in the first video in this series. But I don't want to hate doing video, and forcing myself to perform would do exactly that. So let's not beat ourselves up for not getting things perfectly. You don't have to be perfect to be consistent. And I had to even remind myself, my podcast has taught me that lesson. I am currently 271 episodes in. Whoop, whoop. That is a huge win for me. And to get to 271 episodes, I have not been perfect. That podcast uploads every Tuesday and Thursday. Have I been late? Yes. Have I missed a Tuesday or a Thursday? I'm sure that I have. But getting to this many episodes, I'm close to 300, and I'm going to get there and beyond, because it's not about being perfect. I don't have to press record and get it uploaded and all of the things just to be perfect. It's not about being perfect. It's about staying with it and building and growing. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So even as I'm serving you, I'm not being perfect. And I don't want you to try to live up to being perfect either, because consistency is really not about that. It's about showing up and not abandoning yourself, trying to be something that you are not. I am not a video person. Like, I'm not a video pro yet, but I'm building my muscle. I'm building my way up. So the expectation that I had to show up perfectly for 30 days, that was unrealistic for somebody who was not doing video at all. But I will say that I made so many more videos than I did versus not showing up at all. So I'm super proud of myself. And I will give myself credit for showing up in the ways that I did because it wasn't about being perfect. It was about being authentic. And that is real. The second lesson is my energy truth. This is all about my nervous system. I know a little bit ago I mentioned how important cycle syncing is for me, and that could not be something that I skimp out on. I need to keep that in mind when I'm making my daily routines and my schedule. As someone who is a certified high performance coach, being able to time block and have my 3 goals that I want to achieve for the day. Like all of those things are super important to me. And it's what helps me achieve my goals and be able to move forward. And at the same time, I know that I still have to honor my own energy. And energy is really everything. Our energy is our life force. So definitely make sure that you are aware of what works for you and what doesn't. Because pushing for perfection is one of the fastest ways to burn out. So definitely make sure that you are checking in with yourself and nurturing yourself to keep your energy up and going in the times when you need it the most. And that even includes rest. We so many times are so quick to be all about all of the output, but it's not just about our output. We also have to be focused in on our input. So when you're thinking about your energy, take into consideration how you're fueling your body, take into consideration your rest, because we might have a game plan for how we're going to achieve our goals, but a part of that plan also needs to be your rejuvenation plan. How are you going to rejuvenate yourself so that you have the energy that you need to show up and be the best of you? Because if you're going to show up and be cranky, that really doesn't serve anybody, friend. If I'm going to show up, best believe I will have had my coffee because nobody wants to see me without my cup of coffee in the morning. And when resistance shows up, don't shame yourself. It is really just information. It's a signal pointing something out to you. And again, I mentioned this before in another video, but sometimes we misinterpret the signals that we're getting and we think that it means something negative. If resistance is showing up for you, check in with yourself and ask yourself, what is this resistance here to show you? Because one thing that I realized when I'm feeling resistance, it's not that I need to shame myself and force myself to do something anyway. It's usually my signal to grant myself some grace. Because the more that I try to fight against that resistance, the harder things will be. And one thing that is so important as we're working towards our goals is not just being so fixated on achieving what it is that you're setting out to do. You have to enjoy the journey. And the best way to enjoy the journey is by loving your days. What are the things that you absolutely love that brighten your day? For me, if I skip out on my meditation, I can feel it. At some point in the day, I'm going to have no energy. I might not have the clarity that I need. My attitude might be jacked up. I got to have my meditation. 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever I can get or I can take, I will definitely do it. So, meditation has to be a part of my days. When I can sit down and read, even if it's just a few pages of a good book, that makes me so happy. If I get to have some quality time with the hubs, Listen, life is beautiful. So, being a high performer, I know that we give so much to our passions and the projects that we're working on, but that does not mean that that's where all of your energy goes. You do not have to abandon your relationships. You do not have to abandon your health. You do not have to abandon yourself in order to achieve the things that you really want to achieve. There is a way to incorporate all of the things that you love, even when you're really going hard in the paint and working towards achieving your goals. So, make sure that you are loving your days and orchestrating moments that make your days feel lovely and lived in. Because when we are working towards our goals, so many times that finish line is like dangling the carrot in front of the horse. Sometimes that carrot seems like it's getting further and further away. And if you have neglected your health, if you have neglected your relationships, if you have not tended to your garden, when you achieve the things that you really have been working so hard to achieve, it will feel so empty because somewhere along the way, you lost the connection in your relationships that you love. You lost the connection with yourself and nurturing you as you were going along the journey. And you don't have to do that. You can still be a high performer and still love your days and have the things in it that make you feel fulfilled. So, energy is everything, it is our life force. So, make sure that as you're working it all out, that you're also managing your energy and that your energy is going into all of the things that you love. Now, this third lesson, this was the identity shift I did not expect. I have always hated video. We've just never been besties. But now we're actually really good friends. I did not have that on my bingo card. But now I can honestly say I am a woman who enjoys making video. I love teaching and coaching. And trust me, I never thought that making video would be a part of that sentence. Okay. If you would have told me a year ago, 5 years ago, I would have said absolutely not. But now I can honestly say I really enjoy making these videos and connecting with you here. This is really fun for me. It's no longer a space that I dread. It's actually something that I look forward to because now this is just another way that I can connect with you and teach and coach and really encourage you to also connect and grow with me. Let's do this together. We don't have to be working in our silos and feeling alone when we can do this together because I know that there's got to be something that you want to challenge yourself with or something that you really want to work towards, but you don't want to do it by yourself. Friend, let's do it together. Okay. There is an old story that I have rewritten. I used to say that I was not good at making video, and now I have a new story because I am getting better at making video and I'm enjoying it. So I really want to remind you that at any given point in time, you are the author of your life. And there could be a story that you've been telling yourself and you've been living that story. But you can pick up your pen and rewrite that story. You can tell a new story. And I can't even tell you how long it's taken me to get to this particular point in my life because I've never really enjoyed being seen. I'm very much a laid back, let me find my spot and kick it in the corner type person. I'm very chill. I love to just sit back and observe. That's me, that's my personality. But my purpose is calling for something deeper and more courageous of me. And it's taken me so many years to step up to this plate, but I'm here now and I'm doing it now. So I just really want to encourage you that when you decide to challenge yourself or you decide to go after your dreams, whatever they are, you can have an identity shift and really surprise yourself by telling a new story. So let's tell it together, friend, okay? And this last lesson from this first 30 days is about the permission that I'm granting to myself and to you. Because I know that there are times when we are waiting for someone to give us permission to change, permission to grow, permission to do something different, or permission to just even be ourselves. So, as I'm granting myself permission, I invite you to grant yourself permission to show up in a beautiful way in your own life. I went from not making any videos, and I've tried to make videos in the past. If you've been listening to the podcast through all of these 271 episodes, if not, get busy. But if you've been listening to the podcast, it is evident that there were times when I tried to start a YouTube channel and I would start and quickly fade because I just did not have the courage to really put myself out here. And now I've developed the courage to do that. I've really connected and tapped into my courage, but it's because of the internal work that I've had to do on myself to get here. And that's something that we can all do. I love me some basketball. And when I think about the season, there's 82 games. And all of these teams play 82 games, and nobody has a perfect season. There is no team that wins all 82 games. They win some and they lose some, and yet champions still emerge. So, if that is true in basketball, that is also true for me and you. We don't have to play every game perfectly in order to win. We don't have to be perfect in order to be champions. As long as we take them L's, honey, because we're going to catch some L's along the way. But as long as we take those L's, them losses, and turn them into lessons, we never lose. So I don't see my first 30 days of making video as failure. I see it as lessons learned. I learned what works for me. I learned new loves that I have, and I'm building momentum. And when I go for this next 30 days, it's going to be cleaner. It's going to be brighter. It's going to be better because I'm taking what I'm learning and I'm making the adjustments that need to be made. I'm pivoting where I need to pivot. This is not about perfection. It is about progress. And if we can celebrate the wins every single time that we have them, that is what propels us forward to even greater wins. So I really want to encourage you to grant yourself permission to play, to experiment, to have fun, to challenge yourself to new things. Oh, it's so good. And it's fun, friend. And when you are setting yourself to go out and achieve these goals, be taking note about the things that you are learning about yourself. Because while our impact, it's important, but the impact that you have is not just on other people. Your impact includes you. So be paying attention to the new things that you're learning about yourself. Give yourself the freedom to explore, to have fun, experimenting and trying new things. And it doesn't matter win or lose, you can still be a champion. You can still come out of this thing shining better and brighter than you ever have. So grant yourself permission to play. Grant yourself permission to have progress and celebrate that progress. Okay? Ooh, friend. Mm, so fun. And I want to celebrate you. I want to celebrate you in the comments. So tell me what it is that you are proud of yourself for. What are you working on that you're making progress and you want to give yourself a shout out? Tell me one thing that you are proud of yourself for. Oh, I can't wait to hear it. And if you want even more honest conversations just like this, go ahead and subscribe. You are always welcome here.